Okay, what I have here is two types of rice, basmati, brown rice, jasmine, long grain, fragrant rice. I've got some chickpeas, I've got the orange lentils, but I soaked the lentils for about 30 hours. They turn yellow, okay, no more orange. I threw away the water a few times. I also put faba beans, which in Tamil I think is called mochi beans, chickpeas, some soya beans, and some brass jagung, okay, and lentils I mentioned earlier. Okay, so what I did was soaked it for 30 hours, and then I air fried some for about 10 minutes, and the other for 5 minutes I roasted in my cast iron pan. Okay, it was on my this one for 5 minutes, okay, because the air fryer didn't have space lah, tak cukup. Okay, so I was using this thing here, and it was full. So now I'm gonna cook it in the pressure cooker, and then after cooking, use the rice, mix with water, and blend in my vacuum blender, which is this one. Okay, the blender jug is okay, it's on the other side lah. The blender jug is there. Okay, there's a blender jug there. Okay, I'm making smoothie shortly lah. This is my one meal of the day. So this one they recommend cook longer to make it super soft and easy to blend. So I'm going to pressure cook it, not under rice mode. Rice mode will take about 13-14 minutes. I'm going to put it on a mode which is like 40 minutes, like that, so that it's super soft. There's no worry about it drying out because the pressure cooker is completely sealed and the water won't escape. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and after it's cooled down only I'll blend. Okay, see you next time. Bye. Hi, Mr. Azlan here. The time is 50 hours, 50 minutes past 8, and the rice has cooked. In fact, it cooked about 2 hours, 2.5 hours ago, and it's been automatically on keep warm mode. So I just opened it and took off the lid and put the lid there. So as you can see, it's a very overcooked rice. It's not porridge, is very thick, but very soft. Okay, and this is perfect for making the plant-based milk. So what I'm going to do is I've switched off the heat. I think I'll switch off the meat as well. Okay, let it cool down, leave it open, and then I will blend it with water, and that will become the basis of my plant-based milk. So what I've got here are steamed mushrooms, mini king oyster mushrooms, which I've steamed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend these mushrooms together with some of this rice, and mix it with this water which I've used to boil the mushrooms, and then add some seasoning and make it into mushroom soup. Okay, so that should be ready, and then I can have it either later tonight or tomorrow lah. You know, I'm still full from the smoothie I made about a few hours ago, about 6 or 7, 6:37. No, yeah, 6 o'clock or so lah. I made something earlier. So that's it. It looks like mostly rice, but I also got brass jagung, I've got lentils, I've got chickpeas, I've got dal, I've got fava beans and all that. So hopefully the lipids from the beans enough to make it white like milk lah. Because if you don't have enough lipids, then it looks like, you know, when you boil barley, then it's like, you know, not milky lah. It's slightly white, but you know, it's not like milk. So hopefully this one, it also depends on how much water I blended it with lah. So we'll see lah, experiment and see what's the right amount. Okay, so see you next time. Bye. Hi, Mr. Azlan, the landlord here again. The time is 10 minutes past 9, 10 hours, and I've made my soup. So here it is. All right. I haven't tasted it yet, but I have already ladled it into my soup bowl, and I sprinkled a bit of my what do you call it, my herb mix. All right, this is my herb mix, my high antioxidant herb blend, and then I put a few turns of black and white pepper. Normally I mix the two peppers because white pepper has more piperine than black pepper, but I like the taste profile of black pepper. So to get the best of both worlds, I mix my black and white pepper. And then the other thing is, instead of salt, I put this. Okay, you can't see what's inside, but it's my seaweed mix. I've got 4 types of seaweed: furikake, wakame, shinjuki, and konbu. And 2 types of sesame, white and black sesame, and also some dried Korean purple perilla, which is a type of mint which gives it a nice flavor. Okay, so I'm gonna taste it now, and then I'll do a video and tell you what the taste is like. It's nice and hot. It's not too hot because I heated it up earlier. I didn't want to show that because it's a bit boring, but I'm gonna eat it now lah, and then tell you what it tastes like. Okay, see you in a bit. Bye. Hi. It's 10 hours. I've just finished the soup. Okay, habis licin. It's very nice. You know, without the seaweed, it wasn't enough salt because, you know, as I said earlier, I only put 1 heaped teaspoon when I pressure cook the rice and the beans and all that. The thickness is perfect. You know, I forgot to mention, I put some truffle powder as well, so the mushroom aroma, the umami, you know, it's really nice. I have a pepper pun cukup. I think I can put a little bit more seasoning of the dried herbs and the salt also lah with the seaweed. But I finished it. It's very nice, and for me who got toothache, having a soup like this is perfect lah. You know, can swallow without biting. So I'm very pleased with this. I've got a lot more, so siapa mau try besok boleh mari. Okay, see ya, bye. Hi, Mr. Azlan, the landlord here, and the time is 36 minutes past 9 on Saturday. And what I've got here is, I've just vacuumed the rice porridge with some cold water, and I'm blending it now. Okay, while that's blended, I want to show you the storage jar which I fill with plant-based milk, which I vacuum. So this is a vacuum inside here in the storage jar. Because of the vacuum, there won't be any oxidation and will last longer. So it's just slightly warm, you know, about 35 Celsius or so. Although I use cold water because I blended it for 2 auto cycles to make sure it's nice and smooth, and I'm gonna keep it in my fridge now. So you can hear in the background, it's blending for the next round, and then I will keep those as well. Okay, so I have in my pot enough of the porridge for maybe another 2 rounds. Okay, so with another 2 rounds here, I'll put, but I've only got 2 vacuum storage jars. This is my other one. So what I'll probably do is fill these 2 storage jars and keep the porridge in the fridge, and then tomorrow I'll blend it with water so that it'll last longer after I finish using up these plant-based milks. I think it will last longer as a porridge than as a milk. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Okay, see you next time. Bye. Hi, Mr. Azlan, the landlord here. The time is 21:50, 50 minutes past 9 on Saturday. So what I've got here is I've got in my vacuum storage jar my second batch of plant-based milk, and in this one I've got some salt, like 1 teaspoon of Korean 3 times bamboo salt. I've got 5 Royal Bala frozen fresh dates as sweetener, and I vacuumed it. I've vacuum blended it for 2 rounds, and then I vacuumed it in the storage jar for storage. Okay, so I've run out of Royal Bala frozen fresh dates already, so I have more of the plant-based porridge to make a third or maybe even a fourth round. So the third and fourth rounds I'm going to use date sugar as well as vanilla and a little bit of salt. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the fridge now, and see you next time. Bye. Hi, Mr. Azlan, the landlord here. So I just want to give you an idea what date sugar I'm using. This is the one I'm using. It's half a kilo or so. Yeah, I think you can just about see it there. Anyway, it's very expensive. It's twice the price of date paste. It's about 16 ringgit for half a kilo. That's 15 ringgit 90 cents. I think you can just about make it here. It's okay. So I bought this one. Not sure what I'm going to do with it, but since I brought out of fresh dates and I don't have any more date paste, I think I'll use this date sugar to sweeten my third batch of plant-based milk. Okay, see you next time. Bye. Okay, I've opened the date sugar and had a look at it. It's a lot whiter than I thought it was, so it's probably been bleached and possibly with biochar. So this is the last time I'm going to use date sugar. I'm going to use date paste from now on, because date paste, the colors of dates, this is very white, so obviously it's been bleached, and that's probably increased the cost as well. So it's more refined than date paste. So this is the last time I'm going to use date sugar. Date paste is actually just ground up dates, which has more moisture than this date sugar. This is twice the price, so you know there's a lot more processing involved. There's probably some boiling to get rid of the moisture, and if it's been boiled above 56 degrees Celsius, then the antioxidants, the vitamins and the enzymes have been degraded by the heat. So I'm going to stick to date paste from now on. Confirm lah, this date sugar is a waste of money. It's not good value for money because it's twice the price of date paste, and also from the color I can tell that it's been bleached, and probably to get it this dry into this powder form, it's definitely been exposed to high temperatures to get the moisture content low. So Michael Greger says date sugar is the best natural sugar. I beg to differ. I think date paste is the best natural sweetener because it's still a whole food. This one has been, well, it started off as a whole food, but it's been, exposed to heat and bleached. Definitely bleached. You see how white it is? It's not exactly white. It's sort of creamish, but it's a lot lighter than date paste. Date paste looks the color of dates. It's brown, dark brown. This is very light cream. Okay, so I can't hide my disappointment. I'm very displeased with date sugar, so I'm not gonna buy date sugar anymore. Hi, Mr. Azlan, the landlord here. It's 7 minutes past 10, 22:07, and I've made my third round of plant-based milk, which I have 1 liter in this carafe, which I'll put in the fridge. There's a little left over, so I thought I'm gonna drink it to see what it's like, because I haven't tried it yet. It's nice and thick, as you can see when I pour it in the glass. So I have about 200 ml here, so I'm gonna give it the taste test and tell you what it's like. Oh, it's thick and rich. It's got the flavor of the beans. Not quite sure whether it's the fava beans or the lentils. Let me try it again. It's not bland, but it's not salty either. There's a nice, rich, savory taste of the beans. It could be the rice. You know, it's good. Not too sweet. In fact, the next batch I'll put more sugar, because just to give it you know, a hint of sweetness. Now it's not bland, but it's not sweet either. Let me try it again. I like it. I like it. It's nice and thick. You know, it's really rich and savory. It's so thick that it takes a while to down it. So maybe when I make my smoothies, I'm gonna have to dilute it with a bit more water. It's beautiful. I like it. It's you can't, you know, if I give it to you, you can't tell it's rice based or jagung based or soya bean or fava beans or chickpeas or lentils. You know, it's nice, savory, and I just put you know, 1 teaspoon of salt or half heaped teaspoon of salt, and you know, it's subpalatable. You can't taste it as salty, but it's certainly not bland. There's a savory taste. It's not sweet, so I was thinking of putting a little bit more date sugar to just give a tiny hint of sweetness. Okay, I'm very pleased with this. I'm so pleased, I tell you. I'm over the moon. Hi, Mr. Azlan, the landlord here. The time is 10:26, 22:26, and I've just made my last batch of plant-based milk. I've put 1 liter in the fridge, and I've got another 400 ml here in the glass. I've taken a sip, and I like it so much. The only problem is it's a little warm, so I think it'll taste a lot nicer cold. So I'm going to put this in the fridge and drink it tomorrow, but I'm going to have another sip and tell you what it's like. Okay, I put more date sugar this time, and the taste is very balanced. There's less of the savory bean taste, so it's kind of neutral. It's nice. You know, I mean, when I made it, I didn't expect it to taste so savory of the beans. You know, when I looked at it, I saw it looked just like rice. You know, didn't, you know, because when I made it into porridge, the beans and the lentils have dissolved. The chickpeas and the soybean and the fava beans had dissolved, and I thought it would just taste of rice, but then when I tasted it, it was savory. You know, it was more savory than I expected looking at it. So the you know the balance was just right. You know, I masked the strong bean taste. Otherwise, you could get, you know, some bitterness like in peas, or, you know, because peas are legumes, they're kind of beans. Um, and then lentils are also legumes, you know. Um, so I'm very pleased with this, and what do you call it? Of course, I made too much. Okay, I didn't think it would expand that much when I soaked it for 30 hours. So next time, you know, even though I just use 2 tablespoons of chickpeas, 2 tablespoons of soybean, and 2 tablespoons of fava beans, I think next time I use one tablespoon and a lot less rice, and it should taste perfect. I mean, I should make, you know, I've got a lot because I've got the soup as well. I think about 2 or 3 liters of soup in my fridge now. So I think it's very good value for money, because the amount of raw materials you need is very little, and compared to making soybeans in my juicer, this is a lot less messier. There's nothing to filter and waste, because in the vacuum blender everything gets zapped, and you know, all the dietary fiber thickens it. So there's nothing to throw away. In fact, when I made the soup, I just used the porridge. There was no solid bits. You know, I expected there'll be some solid bits and all that, but it's beautiful. So I made use of everything. There's nothing to throw away, except for what I do differently is I next time soak the beans separately from the rice, because the beans have lectins, and they are poisonous. So by soaking them together with the rice, there's some cross contamination. Although I did throw the water away, I think it just in terms of procedure, it will be a much better protocol to soak the beans separately from the rice, so that there's no cross contamination from the lectins. But other than that, I'm very pleased. And using date sugar is fine, but it's expensive, and it doesn't look so good because the date sugar looks bleached. And I'll use date paste or date concentrate the next time. Okay, so that's my report for today, Saturday, 6th of August, I think. Okay, so bye.